Else? Start with an opening statement, then we'll take questions. Coach?
All right, guys, thanks for being here. Really good win for us today. You know, I talk about it all the time. You know, when you're at a school like Northwestern and these guys are student athletes, you're coming off final week. So there were exams, there were papers, there were projects, and guys are trying to mix that with the basketball, you know, knowing that, you know, there was a big game here today. So really proud of my guys, the way we prepared for this game. You know, I thought it might have been one of our best defensive games, you know, and they scored maybe 10 points there at the end, you know, but, you know, give them credit, driving to the basket, getting to the rim, things like that. But I thought our rotations, our talk, our energy, our hand activity, our rebounding for the most part was as dialed in as it's been all year. And, you know, you guys know, you know, we find a way offensively to figure it out. You know, we have a unique team, we have good players, and I'm still in the process of figuring out how to best utilize them. You know, we're playing around with some different things we're doing offensively to try to get guys in the right spot, and we'll keep getting better on that side of the floor for sure. But when you defend and you have toughness and you have guys like this with a winning spirit, it's going to give you a chance to win a lot of games. So really good win for us today.
For Coach and Brooks, you know, kind of a slower first half. With the players experienced as yourself, was there any kind of message that helped correct that, or did you just have faith that kind of long averages would be back on your side in a second?
Yeah, I think Coach does a really good job just, like, relaying to us that, I mean, we're all, like, super confident basketball players, and we all put the work in. So if we miss a couple shots, like, we got to, like, stick to our identity and play defense. And he's always telling us, like, law averages, like, it'll even out. Like, we just have to control what you can control and play defense because, you know, at the end of the day, if they can't score, they can't win. So I think he did a really good job relaying that to us in the halftime, and then we came out and had a better second half.
For Coach, played 7 players tonight. You know, variety of different situations in the final minutes where you're up various double digits. You know, was there any thought of maybe going to KJ or Angelo, giving them some experience in those final stretches?
Yeah, I mean, today was about winning the game. I'm super high on those two guys. We just talked about it in the locker room. This is a real important stretch, especially for young guys now that you get through school. They got 4 weeks now to really focus on basketball. And we need to be in a position where we can increase our depth. But, you know, you also, as a coach, when you're in those games, it's easy to say that. But you've also been a part of a lot of games where all of a sudden you empty the bench and a team hits 3 or 4 threes, and now it's the game. Like, we wanted to make sure this was a game we had to win. And, you know, we knew that based on our early season. You know, we had a great opportunity with close game. We lost to Dayton, a great opportunity against Butler, you know, that we let slip away, and we needed to win this game today, and I relied on my veterans. Now, that being said, these guys will tell you in the locker room, that's the first thing I said is we gotta get the 2 freshmen up to speed where we can give them some minutes because we're playing so hard, and we need to be able to get them in the game and get them some minutes and know that when they come in, they're gonna help us, you know, towards winning. And they're just going through it. They're freshmen, man. They're like, you can look at this guy right here who just got 20 and 10 in this game. You know, his freshman year, I think he only got in 11 games. You know, if you look at Nick Martinelli in December, he wasn't playing his freshman year. Now those guys are 20 a game, first-team all-league guys. So KJ and Angelo are a huge part of what we're doing. We got to keep building them up. We got to keep getting them better. But while they're doing that, guys, we're trying to win. So it's a fine line that you have, and this was an important game that we had to win. So we had our vets out there.
Brooks, you missed, I think, your first 8 tonight. And then, you know, you had like 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals, and 3 blocks. You're doing a lot of things out there. But did you just keep shooting? Did something change? Did you try to attack them differently or anything like that? Because you went 6 of 10 the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I just stayed aggressive. I know that I think it kind of goes back to Coach's point. I mean, just law averages, like, if shots miss, like, that, I know that that's only, like, half the game. I know that I can come down on the other end. And, I mean, I think Coach did a great job. I mean, I was missing, I think, like you said, I didn't know it was my first 8, but you said I missed my first 8. And then I let up, I think, a couple rotations on defense. And Coach said, like, we need you to be the defensive player of the year. kind of like caliber player on this end, and then the other end will take care of itself. And I feel like I just did that, and then the shots went in. And it's just how the game goes. If you play the game the right way and you think of it the right way, then good things will happen. I think I just let the game kind of take its course, and I ended up hitting more shots in the second half. And I think it was just because I had my headspace in the right spot.
For Jalen, team's 8-0 when you score 10 or more points in a game. Do you feel like you're up to speed, playing at this level, and what has it been like to acclimate into the offense?
Yeah, I definitely do feel that way. A lot of coaches always tell me just to be aggressive, on both ends, honestly. So I just want to be aggressive on both ends, especially defensive end, because coaches always telling me, if I focus on defense first, the offense is going to come. So, it's a day-by-day thing, but, I'm getting comfortable each game.
Coach, this is kind of an unusual event.
Yeah.
Usually long time between games.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a strange teams, too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that – and then early both teams struggle shooting the ball?
Yeah.
Is it just rust coming off?
I think a little bit. NBA, one of the things about NBA arenas that people don't understand, and we went through this a little bit in Arizona when we went, you get a little bit distracted by the NBA three-point line. Because a player inherently, you play to the lines, and you're not looking down at the line. But a lot of times, I think when you play in these NBA arenas, teams have a tendency to shoot longer threes, which are lower percentage because they're shooting well beyond the NBA line. It said they had a blue line. We actually wrote down in big block letters before the game, the blue line, is a three-point line. But sometimes as NBA, especially the second game of a doubleheader, we didn't get a chance to come in here yesterday. We didn't get a chance to have a shoot around. That's why you got to play defense. This was a game, Intersport involved us. It's been a great, we were a part of their MTE out in Arizona. They presented us. We needed a high-level game. We needed a Power 4 opponent. And this was a great opportunity to be able to come to Milwaukee. It's actually, in a lot of respects, it might have been we put it in yesterday with traffic when we were bussing. It was closer to come here than the United Center, with traffic. So it's good to come up here to Milwaukee. Beautiful building, great city, playing against an ACC opponent. I firmly think they're going to win a lot of games in that league. And it was an opportunity for us. Also our students aren't around. So like a lot of times these neutral site events, this time of year you see more because you're not going to get that student turnout at home. So that's, kind of made sense for us to play this game today.
For Brooks, you went through the pre-draft process last year. You've played in a couple, I think, NBA arenas before at Northwestern. But is it still kind of a special experience to, play on a court like that?
Yeah, always. I think everybody on our team is dreamed of just playing in these arenas. And I think we always do a good job of kind of knowing, what we're getting ourselves into. It was kind of cool to have a 6-day prep this week just to know that, we are going to be playing a neutral site game against a really good opponent and an ACC opponent that's very talented. So I think we did a really good job just kind of, taking it, every game is the most important game because it's the next one. And it'll be the same thing for the next one and then the next one. And we always do a really good job singling it out, giving our all into it. And then, when we win or if we win, then we move on to the next one. So I think it's also always a really good experience.
For Coach, I think the first time this season you've had 4 different players score 10 or more. Was that a point of emphasis of wanting to increase the scoring diversity?
Yeah.
Or was that just shots falling?
No, absolutely. We talk about it all the time. I think a big unsung hero tonight was Ty Berry. He made shots and got 11 points, which was big, but I just thought he played like a veteran, good player tonight. He got some steals. He was in passing lanes. He made he had 3 steals. He had a couple nice passes for baskets. I just thought he's, with each game, and I've talked about it, I knew these first 10 games were going to be rough for Ty. I had a broken foot when I was in college, and it took me a full year to kind of feel right again, where my legs were underneath me, especially as a shooter, a guy who plays off rhythm. So, I'm seeing with every game, he's getting more comfortable, he's getting more confident in his legs, and he's working through some of that 8 months of game rust. And I knew that was going to be the case, and that's why, could we find a way to muck out some wins? Well, guys, the same thing with Matt. Brooks had an injury this summer that he was going through. So, you kind of work through those things. And now as we get healthy, I'm excited about these next couple weeks where we can get some practice time. We don't play. I think we only have 2 games maybe in the next 14 days. Get an opportunity to get our bodies right and get better, because that's what we have to do. But yes, to answer your question, We need more than 3 scores. I mean, we're not going to be able to win at the level that we want to win at with just having Nick, Jalen, and Brooks score. We need Ty's production. We need Matt and Luke, to be able to combine. And even though they didn't score, those guys had 8 assists. So, I mean, they really passed the ball well tonight. And then as Justin gets more comfortable, you're seeing him find a way to kind of cut and get to the basket in transition. And then we have to keep building up our young guys. And so, yes, like we need more guys to enter the party from the scoring end. And we know when other teams look at our box scores and they see Jalen, Leach, Nick Martinelli, and Brooks Barnhizer scoring a lot of points, they're going to try to take those guys away. So we got to be prepared for more double teams, for more help on those guys, and those other guys got to be able to step up and make some shots.
Kind of on a similar note to that, bench scoring has been a struggle for the team. Is that, again, something that you're working to scheme? How do you assess that play, and have you given any thought to rotating different guys in or changing the timing of that?
Yeah, I mean, you're always evaluating. I mean, it's game by game. So, I mean, it's you take the game, what's the foul situation, how's the game going? I never come into a game and say, this guy's playing this amount of minutes, this guy's playing that. You got to coach the game as it's going. I mean, who's playing well? Justin's emerged as a key guy off our bench. Luke has emerged as a key guy off our bench. And we want to keep building up the other guys, and that's the goal. And so, yeah, I mean, the more the merrier. But we're also trying to win games. This is a winning program. Brooks Barnhizer is a senior. Jalen Leach is a senior. I owe it to those guys every night. This is their last go around, and I got to coach every game for these guys. As if I'm a senior too. And so that's what I'm going to do. And we're going to keep developing our bench, and hopefully those guys will keep getting better. And the more they do, the more they'll play, and they'll help us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.